and Salakia. So as I was going into this word stigma, the etymology of this word stigma in Revelation 13 and 18, all right, is is a mark by way of a punctured wound of a, or a mark of a pointed instrument rather, by way of a punctured wound. Okay, further confirming the mark is a carnal mark. All right, so that further goes into why you know this guy was talking about getting a brain chip, a little Uzi Vert. All right, being used by the wicked elite to further prey upon our people. Like it says in Nahum 3:1, the prey departeth not. All right, because they refuse to let Judah and Israel go, pursuant to Jeremiah 15:33, and that's you southern and you northern tribes, man. All right, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the next precept. In Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2. All right, and it reads, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are blackened to the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. All right. So Judah, the tribe of Judah, all right, are blackened to the ground, black, and the Hebrew word kadar, meaning dark skin. All right. Because the prefix Jew is of the tribe of Judah, because those are the true descendants of Judah, so-called negroes. All right. And their gates and language, that is, their leaders are compromised. All right. Or there's essentially a lack of true leadership by way of biblical principles on how to be a man, how to submit yourself to the Most High Yahawah, all right, by adhering to his righteous counsel, to rehearse the righteous law, statutes, commandments to the best of one's ability, all right. And this society does not teach that, because this society is pro-establishment, all right, within the secret wicked counsel of the wicked elite, all right, the biblical Amalekites, who have their own agenda in mind, and that's anti-Most High, anti-Messiah. Okay, that's why in 1 John 2 and 18 it mentions how there would be many anti-Hamashiachs, many anti-anointed ones, but this will be the very last time, because we're within at a point of time where this devil is being exposed to the point to where he's gonna have to just come out with this. He's gonna have to just officially enforce his agenda. You know what I'm saying? Coming with that great flood, coming like a madman, sparing none. Knowing that he has but a short time to achieve this agenda. And that's why they're looking to slowly but surely roll it out, all right, and use our people to further promote their witchcraft. That's why Martin Luther King, he was used, to, under the guise of Christianity, to lull us to keep us lulled to sleep and gross darkness, under that whole love, doctrine of Christianity. All right, the whole perception of love that is, being, predicated off of, this worldly, idea of thinking. Going into the theme of America, liberty and justice for all. Come to find out, the guy they used for that agenda was tied in with the Rothschilds, and he was a damn sellout. All right, and he ended up dying because he got bit by a charmer. All right, he was embedded with the old ancient serpent, the devil, the serpent, man. And all of our people do that, saying to gain the whole world and lose their souls in the process, receiving a consolation on this side. So those of our language gates are going to be used, and that includes these entertainers, man, that look like us, man. All right, that's been set up, by the wicked elite, and that's a war tactic that goes back to the Jim Crow era. In the Willie Lynch era, where they would pit, the light-skinned slave against the dark-skinned slave, and the woman, the slave woman against the slave man, and the child and the children against the slave man. All right, and that's why our people are out of order to this day, because that's all of the curses ultimately. So it's a curse for our people to be out of order, and for there to be a true lack of leadership within our nation, and these devils are further exploiting that. All right, because they know who we are. All right, so I'm going to get the next precept in 2 Peter, and that's why you have a lot of these Israelite celebrities, promoting the Crown Royale, like Lupe Fiasco, what's his name, Slim Thug, because they're all in on it, man. All right. You see these NBA players that throw up the six with with their hand when they shoot threes and whatnot. They're throwing up the number of the beast. All right, going into shy size stigma. All right, to saying the further vibration of the mark. All right, so this is 2 Peter, chapter 2, verse 14, and it reads, "Having eyes full of adultery and that cannot cease from sin, beguiling unstable souls, and a heart they have exercised with covetous practices, cursed children." All right, that's why people are referred to as brute beasts. All right, because we've wandered out of the way of understanding into darkness, and that's within the abyss of this world. All right, iniquity, sin upon sin, percent of Job chapter 10, verse 22. All right, and that's why, the parable of the valley of dry bones is dealing with Israel. All right, in Ezekiel the 37th chapter, because our people are, the whole head is sick of our people, pursuing Isaiah the first chapter, because blindness has happened to Israel. I believe it says in Romans the 11th chapter, all right, of the curses poured upon Israel for our rebellion and transgressions against the holy covenant of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. So that's why you have wicked, wicked people of our nation that are been used as vain leaders. All right, to further entice us, into conforming to the system. All right, so this is 2 Peter 2 and 14, having eyes full of adultery, and of those who have bowed their knees down to Baal, pursuing the 2 Kings 19 and 18. It says, "And that cannot cease from sin, beguiling unstable souls, and heart they have exercised with covetous practices, cursed children." All right, and then the prefix of covetous is covet, all right, which means to desire. All right, and our people desire worldly pleasures and take pride into them, and take great hope and satisfaction. You know what I'm saying? They look, for these worldly treasures to, fulfill them, in that manner. All right, to give them a sense of hope and satisfaction. All right, which part of that consolation on this side, man. All right, because we're supposed to be storing up our spiritual treasures, but the 2/3 of our people were not preordained to hear that. And that's why we out there. We were commanded to go out there and fish for the elect. A hopeful elect. For whoever was to adhere to the word of the Lamb, pursuing the St. John 10 and 27. Because we can't prove who the elect are. But those who adhere to the word are of the hopeful elect. All right. So, and those are the names that are written in the book. Everyone else, is vulnerable to be beguiled. To be beguiled, as unstable souls. So let's get this word beguile. Okay. So it's all right, the Greek word deleazo, and it says to catch by bait, or to bait, entice, deceive, allure. Okay. See, these are all verbs of deception and entrapment. All right, for which is a war tactic, of the to be used, to ensnare something or something, to, particular, particular setting, like a snake, conniving, subtle snake, and that's what 2/3 of our people are, especially the majority of these celebrities, man. All right, so we're not ignorant of these devil devices, and we know the prophecies on how they would use our people, to further justify their wicked agenda, like it says in Jeremiah 5 and 26. Behold, there lies wicked people before our nation that will catch men, roughly paraphrasing. All right, so Lil Uzi Vert is no exception, man. All right, moving on to his next precept in 2 Esdras, chapter 16, verse 68. All right, this is second Esdras, chapter 16, verse 68, and it reads, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols." Okay, and those idols are of of those covetous practices. All right, within these within these groups of people that are conformed to this world in prestigious positions, like these celebrities, for example, that he used, to promote covetous practices, all right, to get chipped, and whatnot, and to do so in a harmonious, unified way, and that's wicked, all right. You know what I'm saying? But we know there's countless ways in which you're going to roll out this agenda, and that's one of them. And as Saul prophesied, man, because ultimately, under the vibration of idolatry for, the masses to bow down before the image of the beast, all right, pursuant of Revelation 13:11, and that's talking about America, Babylon the Great, the little horn, prophesied in Daniel, all right, this fourth beast, dreadful kingdom, all right. The modern day pagan Greco-Holy Roman Empire, which the image of that fourth beast kingdom is America. All right. So that's ultimately the idolatry in which Esau is looking to ensnare our people by way of, man, to beguile those unstable souls whose names are written in the book. And he understands this, so he's getting ready to come full throttle with this agenda. OK, so I'm going to get this next precept in 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 43. All right. 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 43, and it reads, "Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion." The word religion means restraint. Okay, because this devil's looking to further restrain us from our power, because he knows we're powerless without our power, which is the source of our power. Okay, the righteousness of the Holy Spirit of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, which is the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of this word that ensures us and comforts us. Okay, from evil. All right. And the only source in which, it's for that purpose. And this devil understands that within the spiritual warfare. All right. So it says, many also the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. All right. Today's the Sabbath, case in point. We have a lot of wicked activity going on, within the spiritual warfare, further orchestrated by, the Shaitan, his evil dominions of forces and the powers that be. All right, because they're constantly cursing us, praying over their demonic, rap music and whatnot of our people, so they could further, keep us under those divinations and whatnot, but pursuing Isaiah the 19th chapter, the spirit of Egypt is failing, so they don't have very much time to carry out their agenda because they know the jig is up with them and they're being exposed for who they are, and that's the devil. All right. All right. So they're looking to cause as many Israelites to fall by the wayside with them as possible because they know that they have no salvation. They know there's no repentance for their nation. Pursuing Hebrews chapter 12, verses 16 and 17. So pursuing St. Matthew 15 and 14 and looking to as a blind leader to the blind, lead as many of the blind into a ditch, and those who are blind are in obscurity. All right, those while wandering within the the path of no understanding, within the sensual devilish wisdom of this world. All right, so we coming down to the wire, man. All right, but ultimately, those who take the mark of the beast, the microchip, are going to bathe in that lake of fire. So I'm going to end it off there in Revelation chapter 14. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 1 because the elect are those pursuing 2 Kings 19:18 that were prophesied not to bow their knees to Baal, and that's of the 7,000 souls of the number 7. All right, originating back to the number 7. Okay, once again through the Spirit, because number 7 is of completion. You know what I'm saying? So it's all spiritual at the end of the day, just like the number 7 was mentioned in that article. So Revelation 14:1, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000 having his father's name written in their foreheads, and that's the 1/3, and specifically the elect of the elect. All right, so it says, and I heard a voice from heaven as a voice of many waters, and as a voice of a great thunder, and I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps, and they sung it as it were a new song before the throne and before the 4 beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. And so that's 144,000 of the 1/3. All right, who would be considered as virgins, spotless and blameless before YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Those are the ones that are not going to take this mark. All right, this microchip. All right, those whose names are written in the book, those whose names are sealed, pursuant to Revelation 7 chapter. Everybody else is vulnerable to take it. All right, outside of the 1/3. All right, so jumping down to the point in verse 8, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. All right, Revelation 14:19. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And so you take this mark of the beast at the end of the day, this is going to be your fate, man. So this is a further warning to the to our nation, to unconform from this world, pursuing Romans 12:2, and return back to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yahawah. Okay, our true, righteous, strong tower from danger and all manners of danger, which is evil, iniquity, sin upon sin. All right, including these covetous practices that this devil and his minions are looking to use, to ensnare the simple. So having that said, just want to give all praises, glory, infinite honor to my power, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, barak. Forgive me the spirit to do this video, which I pray, was further edifying, exhorting to elect, dealing with the mark of the beast and of the sound doctrine as a whole, and with that, abad b'bal, DTA, Kwame Yashala, and Shabbat Shalawam to the elect. All right, on to the next one.